Hi guys, I'm going to help you go through your Topic 11 Level 1 worksheet. I'm just going to do 2 examples for you, and then I'm going to have you do the rest on your own. So you will need a calculator for this, and all we're going to do is practice finding the areas of circles and the circumference of circles. So the very first thing, it looks like we're practicing finding the area of each circle, and they want us to use 3.14 for pi. So the first thing that I want you to write down on your paper, since we are finding the area, is the formula for area of a circle. So you need to write down A equals pi r squared. Now remember that r squared does not mean that it's the radius times 2. It actually means that we're going to take our pi and multiply it by the radius and by the radius again. R squared means r times r. Okay, so in this circle here, you'll see that the radius is given to us and the radius is 4. So to solve this one, I would do A equals 3.14 times 4 squared. Now 4 squared means 4 times 4, so that's 16. And then you do 16 times 3.14. So if you put that in your calculator, 16 times 3.14 gives you 50.24. And if you look at your answers right here, they want you to round us to the nearest tenths. So 50.24 is 50.2, and that's what one of these answers are. So for number 1, you would put 50.2. Now for number 2, it's a little bit different because on this circle, they don't give us the radius, they give us the diameter. So if I want the radius for area, that means I have to take the diameter and divide it by 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. So that means when we have our formula A equals pi r squared, we're going to do A equals 3.14 times 7 squared. That means 3.14 times 49. If I were to put that in the calculator, 3.14 times 49, that gives us 153.86. If you round it to the nearest tenths, that means you get 153.9. So for number 2, you would do 150 or 153.9. Okay, go ahead and do that for the rest of the circles on questions 1 through 9. Okay. The next part of your level 1 worksheet is for you to do the circumference of the circle. So the very first thing that I would want you to write down is the formula for circumference, which is C equals the diameter times pi. And same thing in this case, they still want you to use 3.14. So I will help you do questions 7 and 8, and then you will have to do questions 9, 10, and 11 on your own. So for number 7, it looks like they've already given us the diameter, which is 8. So if we were to plug it into the formula, we would say C equals 8 times 3.14. So if you put that in your calculator, 8 times 3.14, that gives us 25.12. So 25.12, we'd have to round it to the nearest tenths. The 1 is in the tenths place, and the 2 tells the 1 to stay the same. So C would be the correct answer. For number 8, it's a little bit different. For this circle, they've given us the radius. So since they've given us the radius and I need the diameter, that means I have to double the radius or multiply it by 2. That means that the diameter in this circle is 14. That's the number that's all the way across. So now we're going to do 14 times 3.14. And if you put that in your calculators, 14 times 3.14, that gives us 43.96. Once again, we have to round it to the nearest tenths. The 6 tells the 9 to bump up. So your final answer is going to be 44.0. All right, go ahead and answer the rest of those questions. And if you have any questions or you're stuck still, go ahead and bring the worksheet up to either me or Miss Wood.